Hey everyone, what's up? Roshi is here. Today we're taking a look at how I utilize my hideout to eat a lot, finish tasks, create items I need, and most importantly, once you've got all your tasks knocked out and you've made those items, maybe you've gotten a few magazine cases, how you can turn your hideout into a state of profit so that you can continue to run your raids, run it back, and spend more time gaming and less time, scrounging around for loot. Like, you can have more of those really fun, like, kit up, go in and go hard raids. And that's kind of what the fun's all about. So in this video, I'll go into what I do with my hideout. It'll be a real quick video, and yeah, enjoy. Hey guys, here we are. We're in the hideout. To start off, if you're not at the same levels as me, it's not a big deal. There's other options. What you learn here will work regardless. As you can see, I've already kicked it off. Early wipe, one of the main ways that you can be cranking out profit is we're just gonna churn out these hoses. You need this for a lot of different hideout upgrades. Leveling up so many different things requires these hoses. So you just want to be cranking these out off cooldown. Even if you don't have time to play the game, it's worth your while to log in, click on these items. You can right click, filter by item, go ahead and buy out the 3 you need, hop over, buy your wires, buy your tube. If you set them up as favorites, you can make this even quicker. You don't have to click 5 times, just buy them all out. Let them chill in your stash, and then you'll be good to go. Then you can just boot up the game or just leave it running. Pop in here and just crank out these hoses all day. It's like a Bitcoin farm with almost how much profit you get. Maybe not as good as a Bitcoin farm, but early on, this will make bank. Eventually, this will start to slow down, and then you might want to transition into cranking out a few magazine cases. That can always be profitable, and potentially even the lucky scav junk box could be profitable. It's kind of a big all-in-one whammy, and you'll get hit with a pretty hard fee. But these are good options. Also, one of the cool things about the hideout is very versatile. So, if you're stuck on this 3M armor task, you can go ahead and crank those out. If, you're stuck on this ice cream cone task, you can go ahead and just make the 3 here. No need to go farm Killa. Just do it here. It'll take you a couple hours, maybe half a day, but then, the task will be done. Kek tape isn't cheap, but you can basically just buy your way through that task. And if you're making money off of your hideout, maybe you'll have the money lying around to just pick up these kek tapes and knock that task out faster than you would otherwise. And then this scav backpack trade, it's not the craziest thing, but if you're bringing a scav backpack into a raid, you can fit quite a lot of loot into it. I know these are 16k from Ragman, but being able to crank out 2 of these, potentially with items that you might have just had sitting around that don't hold too much value, can be worth it. So those are the big ones. They're making it really easy to find fuel and get fuel. 1 Zippo and 1 Cricket is almost nothing, and you can crank out these expeditionary fuel tanks. And then once they're empty, you can go ahead and drill them towards a magazine case. So that's pretty sick. That's pretty much all for the bathroom. My workbench is at level 2. One of the things I was doing early on when I was still broke is I was getting a lot of these gunpowders, and I was cranking out this ammo. And it doesn't have very good pen at all, but the rounds do about 60 to 70, I don't remember the exact number, damage to flesh. So what I was doing is I was just taking this thing and kitting up Ketters, kitting up APSs, Clins, guns like that that use the 9x18, and I was just running factory and just shredding people's arms off, their legs off, catching the face hitbox. And one of the things that would happen in my fights and that I tried to do is I would peek out and just hose them down, dump my mag, or just land some shots into their legs or into their arms, and then it'll kick off heavy bleeds and light bleeds, and then I would hide again. I wouldn't take the extended engagement. I just pepper them down, and then whenever I'd hear them go for meds, I would pop back out again and finish them off. If the first spray didn't just finish them off entirely, if they're not looking at you, you can end someone's whole career in half a second. So I was buying these. I did buy some buckshot. I did this trade once, just to run some shotguns. And the other one I've been doing a good bit of, as you can see right now, I have it kicked off. PSTGZH, red gunpowder, and then it makes AP 6.3. These sell anywhere from 900 to 1100 rubles a bullet, depending on what time of day. So this gunpowder I've found from anywhere from 30 to 40k. So buy 2 of these, buy this ammo. It's so cheap. And then you're cranking out almost 150% profit or 200% profit. It's pretty ridiculous. Other than that, there's the car battery task. Good one to look out for. And good thing all of the items you make are found in raids, so you can just post these up on the flea market. I would probably avoid doing this SNB one. SNB is so easy to find. You can usually buy it on the flea market pretty cheaply, so skip that one. But one of the other ones I've been doing is you can use PS ammo and crank it into a gunpowder. Now this gunpowder is only like 10k, but you'll actually pick up this PS ammo in the raid, and this will give you just a free way to crank out 10k basically, because you know, if you were to sell this PS ammo to the vendors, you'd get next to nothing for it. So you turn that into 10k, and you turn that 10k into a big come up. So those are some of the trades I've been doing. Obviously, a lot of them will be different for you. Snagging these weapon parts can be helpful. A lot of them are useful. Some of them I would look out for. Like, for example, this shell one. These shells are so rare. There's a task where you need to turn in 5 of them. So definitely don't be doing that one. There's this one down here that makes the VOG 25. But I'm not sure how worth it this one actually is. You can trade these fuses directly to Mechanic to get the VOG 17. And they're both pretty similar. But I feel like you actually get more grenades, you know. I'd rather have 10 VOG 17s than, 8 of these. And I'll just sell these. But that's kind of up to you if you like that one. Making the cables is helpful because you can use the cables to make wires, and you can use the wires to make corrugated hoses and upgrade your stash. So that's pretty much all it for this tier. There's some other ones once we get level 3, but all of them are fairly useful and pretty helpful. Cranking out this ammo can be a good way to start cashing in on your hideout as well. Next up for the nutrition unit, I've been making Wilstons off cooldown. Wilstons can be used later on to barter for a pretty decent DMR. I believe it's an RSAS you can crank out with this. So I've just been doing this one off cooldown. T's like 20k, and I have just a billion Apollo cigarettes just from hitting all those new crazy supply crates. Other ones to keep in mind, these Tashankas. There's a task for Therapist, so the limiting reagent for this is rye croutons. You can almost never find them on the market, so whenever you find these in raid, actually scoop them up. You may not even want to do this barter just yet, because you can sell this squash and this rye croutons for a good bit, but if you're just trying to crank out this task, it can be worth it just to get the early XP and just move on and be done with it. Other than that, a lot of them, I'm not sure how valuable they are. Like, you can crank out these hot rods and then use them for barters. Vodkas could be good once you have the scav door option where you can send scavs out on missions. But right now we're kind of in a pre-super water farming phase. I don't think a lot of people even have that up and running yet. I'm pretty close to having mine, but I've been no-lifing the game for the past few days, so there's that. Other than that, the Iskra lunchboxes for tasks can be helpful. If you're trying to crank out a profit, I did the math. At the time, the condensed milk trade was not worth it. So for me, I'm cranking out these Wilstons. Later on, I'll cash them in to buy a bunch of DMRs with it. I'm going to have so many Wilstons by the time that happens, but I'm looking forward to it. Eventually, I'll just be cranking out Aquamari, probably, and creating sugars so that I can keep my moonshine and water collector popping. But we're not there yet, and when we are, that'll be great. Here's a perfect example of using your med station to craft quest items. I'll actually retrieve this now, and just with that, I should have just completed a Jaeger task, which is exciting. Other than that, I really like this IFAK trade. Pretty good value to turn these meds into IFAKs. IFAKs are handy because you don't even need to have a rig, and you can just slap it in your pockets, slap on a backpack, maybe a scav backpack you crafted in your hideout, and hop into a raid, and you're pretty good to go. I've been doing the IFAKs and the Salewas, pretty much the main ones I've been going for. Up to you if you see any others of value. There is a blood set task, so maybe you want to be doing this one just to get... It used to be 5 blood sets. No idea if they've decreased or changed that number. The other one I do is cranking out these piles of meds so that I can make more IFAKs. But you can basically just, I'll do it here, sit here, buy a bunch of these, It's convenient that you can filter by item in here now. Buy a bunch of these, bing, bang, boom, click start, and that's cranking out. Now, this isn't going to make you a ton of profit. Sure, you could sell these Salewas, you could sell these IFAKs, but what this is actually going to do is just make it so that the meds you're taking into raid is cheaper, or maybe help you get your tasks done. So at this tier, I don't think the meditation is really making you a profit, but what it is doing is giving you usable meds so you don't have to buy them. I think Salewas are 20k right now from therapists. You can probably get them a lot cheaper from the market, probably like 14k, and about the same for IFAKs. But 14k is 14k, and I'd rather keep it for myself. So anytime you can make the cost of your raiding cheaper, that's what you should be doing. Now, a lot of these tasks, and to move on from here, I'm going to need to hit level 30. That'll unlock Mechanic, and then Mechanic will unlock me being able to level up my rest space with Skier, and get my level 3 generator, get my level 3 water collector, level 3 workbench, and crank out the intelligence center. And from there, I'll be able to start cranking out Bitcoins, and I'll be able to send out scavs on missions. So the Bitcoin aspect of it, the scav aspect, and creating the super waters and stuff, that will all come into play down the road. But early on, everyone's broke, and I thought this would be a good way to get everyone's stash pumped up. Let's pump those numbers up. Thank you for watching, guys. If you found this interesting, please drop a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I've been playing a lot of Tarkov recently. I'm hoping to drop a lot of guides and tutorials similar to this to offer my take and what I'm doing, so hopefully it helps you guys out and you have a more fun time in the world of Tarkov. If Tarkov can be called fun, I feel like it's mutual pain. But anyway, thanks, guys.